Okay, guys, we're back again with episode 12 of the Bettor Podcast, and today we've got someone really special in the house. Someone who's fresh off winning a domestic double outside the country, a trailblazer if we must. Someone that, many people have been keeping an eye on because he's doing something different, and I think we're seeing now a narrative of other people seeing that there are possibilities outside of South Africa on the continent. None other than Mahlatse Makudubela. Thanks for coming into the Bettor Podcast.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for having me.
Look, obviously, it's for me. I've seen you all over the media since you've come back, and I'm good. I'm happy to see that because not many people, I wouldn't say take advantage, but use their platform the way that you've been doing it, and I'm hoping that a lot of people are using that as a source of inspiration, because as a footballer, you're a public figure.
Yeah, of course.
So, look, it's been 12 years since your pro breakthrough. And the first thing I always wanted to ask you is that since you moved to Young Africans, I can see that you're kind of cashing in on what it means to be a footballer on and off the field. I see how active you are on social media, and you're really putting out your brand there. Just talk us through that decision, and where did it click to you that, I need to be a bit different now?
Well, look, Lorenz, if you were to speak about cashing in on what you've, invested your time on, mm-hmm. I would be failing all the teams, all the development structures that I've been through, if I wasn't to mention the Safa Transnet Sports School of Excellence, Mamelodi Sundowns, and all the coaches that I've worked with, their time they've spent in my upbringing and making sure that I become this professional footballer, because you don't just wake up and become a professional footballer, my brother. I've been through the development structure for 5 years. I've invested a lot of time, a lot of sacrificed a lot of my nice life, if you were to say it, because I wanted to become a professional. So, and obviously it's just by God's grace, with the number of talented people, the number of professionals that we have in South Africa, amongst the ones that are playing their trades outside the country. So it's just been God's grace, but you have to do your part so that God can do his part. Yeah, man.
Look, I've been watching you for the better part of a decade in the PSL and things like that. And there was a time where your style of play and your position was the trend,
Yeah.
Skillful wingers, tricky, wouldn't say showboating, but entertainers. We're seeing less and less of that. And your peers, I won't mention names, but most people will know we've been talking about. They just disappeared.
Yeah.
How did you manage to, I wouldn't say stay relevant, but manage to continue this far into your career?
And again, I'd go back to, the development. It plays a very, very, very vital role in one's, professional setup, because when you've come through the development, you've been coached by a lot of coaches. You have to adapt in football. You adapt to different kinds of coaching approaches, different beliefs of other coaches, I wouldn't say a versatile player, but an adaptive player that can adapt to every kind. But not losing your identity is a very, very, very important thing that one as a footballer shouldn't do. Don't lose your identity, but adapt to the coaching styles of different coaches. You gotta be coachable, but not losing your identity also, because different coaches prefer different players, but good players deserve good coaches. You know what I mean?
Before I go to the Young Africans thing, you had a lot of ups and downs in your career. You had the highs of being at the big clubs, the lows of platinum stars being sold and things like that. Was there ever any point where you were maybe close to giving up? And if so, what pushed you to keep going?
Well, look, in life, there's ups and downs. Everyone goes through their ups and downs. Everyone in life, somewhere, somehow, even in your sleep, when you're sleeping, you feel like, I'm giving up, I cannot sleep. But you keep on going. But yeah, man, I feel like, I'm a religious person. I'm very faithful, and my faith is very strong. So God has just kept me saying, that small voice in me saying, just keep on going, man. So, but yeah, the challenges that I've encountered throughout my career, I think they made me strong. Without perseverance, I don't think there is rewards to reap, my brother. So it's been challenging, but yeah, here we are.
Look, I remember when I posted, and many of the other media also posted, when you joined Yanga, I think, what's it called, Wananchi Day or something. They have this pre-season thing where it's a special moment just for the fans. They unveil all their new signings, and you were one of them. It brought a lot of chatter on social media from South Africans. They were in awe of how you were unveiled, how you were treated. What kind of emotions did that evoke for you, and what's your relationship with the fans there in Dar?
Yeah, till this day I'm still humbled by the way the club received me. The supporters of Young Africans, the Wananchi, they are very, very, very incredible. They are loving, soccer passionate people. So I think when I go to Tanzania, I don't think I've ever received myself the way they did. They welcomed me so well. The overwhelming messages that they've been sending me till this day, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But it just shows, people appreciate what you do. They see, with their naked eye what you can do, what you do, and they really appreciate it. So yeah, Wananchi, Damambele Nyumamuiko, napenda sana, they would say. Yeah. So,
but I mean, does that give you pressure or confidence? And do you think other clubs maybe should do something similar? Because I mean, I'm sure you felt special. So does it bring you I'm gonna do well at this club? Was as expectation, I need to perform, I need to impress them.
No, for sure. Pressure goes with everywhere, with everyone. I've played for bigger teams. For big teams in South Africa also, where it's just pressure orientated. And when you get supporters that expect you to do a lot, but also rallying behind you, because there's a difference with supporters putting pressure to say, you must deliver. And there's that good pressure to say, you are ours, we know what you can do. They are very confident in what you do. That it puts you at ease. So I don't feel pressured whenever I step on the field, because firstly, I know I have the 10 guys behind me, my teammates, and obviously the 11th man being the supporters behind me.
So all this was achieved by shining with Marumo Gallants.
Yeah.
In the CAF Confederations Cup. And at the moment, I mean, even me, myself, I could say, I remember when they were unveiling all these players, and I was like, who's this guy? And this guy is old. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like, this team is not going to do anything. These players' careers are, that's the perception.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in fact, you guys went to the semifinals of the Confederations Cup, and so most of you guys went on to bigger and better things, good contracts, good clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ku went to Sundowns, you went to Yanga,
Ranga
went to Chiefs. Toure is Stellenbosch, and he's one of the best in the league now.
Of course.
So what was that experience like? And did you know that these players, we are actually good?
Look, we had something special, man.
Okay.
I think credit also should go to Coach Tendence Malisela for assembling such a talented, and we were a dynasty, man. We were together, we were like a family. The comradeship in the team was unbelievable. It's just unfortunate that we had to get relegated. Could have been any other team, but it was us. With all the milestones that we've reached in the Confederations Cup, doing so well. Reaching the we reached the semi-final. What?
Yeah.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing for it's a big thing for such a club,
Yeah.
But yeah, we knew we had talent. We knew we would go on the field and fight for each other. But, things just turned out, differently in the last hour, and then we got relegated. But yeah, man, I take my hat off for those players. And
I was here with someone the other day, Daniel Cardoso. They were in the
Yeah.
Champions League. They were it was in Champions League with Chiefs,
Yeah.
Confederation Cup with Sekhukhune, and he said something. I want to confirm this with you. He said that playing in Africa, like these teams in the Confederations Cup and things, they are not as good technically and tactically as our clubs, but the challenges that we face is playing away from home.
yeah, not true.
But before I say, so for example, I was at Dobsonville Stadium and I saw you guys beat one of the biggest teams in Africa, USM Alger, and they had a coach Ben Shikha, who's won the trophy.
Yes.
He won the Super Cup against Al Ahly. So how do you explain that?
Bro,
So
football
it's
is
not true,
funny.
you say.
No. The thing is, football is funny. We played a team from Libya.
Al Akhtar.
Bro, they could hardly walk.
Mm.
But it was a different ball game when we got to Libya.
Mm.
And we played Uzma away. We could hardly breathe on the field.
The smoke and
Not only that, because the intensity that they play with, they were a different team. And then they came to South Africa, we showed them a thing or two. So football is funny. It's funny. I don't know how to explain it, but there's just something about playing away in the Champions League. You have to in your home games because you don't know what you expect when you go away. Yeah.
But I mean, with Yanga, you had a different experience. You guys were probably one of the most exciting, attacking teams. Unfortunately, you guys lost to Sundowns in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I mean, even Patrice Motsepe, the CAF president, said he thought it was a goal. Did that moment hurt you guys as a team, or was it just like, it's it's football?
Well, look, it was a tough pill to swallow. Bittersweet. The match against Mamelodi Sundowns, I feel like, I still want to talk to that referee and tell him to go look in that VAR screen. But yeah, it happens. It happens with young Africans. Even before I got there, they had a very good away record. They were winning more games away and not doing so well in the Confederations Cup. And in the CAF also, we were doing so well, when we went out. So, yeah.
Anyway, going back to Marumo, they're back.
Hey,
They're back in the DSTV. Yeah, they're back in the DSTV Premiership. They just bought Swallows. What do you think of this? And they're also heading to Bloemfontein with Dylan Kerr as head coach.
Yeah, no, I worked under Dylan Kerr, a fantastic coach, very charismatic. He gets the players going, everyone in the team. A very, very, very tactician coach, He's congratulations to Marumo Gallants for, congratulations to the chairman, Mr. Selo Abram. I think this time around they've done their homework. They are here to stay, hopefully, and I pray that they do, because the chairman is a very good person, and the coach, the club in general. So I'm giving them my blessings, and I know that they will do well. They will fare well in the DSTV Premiership this season.
Blessings to come back to them.
You never know. It's football, my brother.
But okay. So with all the talent that you guys had there at the club, why did you think that relegation happened after a special CAF campaign?
Yeah, well, till this day, we speak with some of the guys, and we are like, guys, we had such a great season, reaching the semifinals of the Confederations Cup. I mean, that will go down history books, to say, guys, wow, we've reached that milestone. But also turning back into the league, we are like, we equally relegated the team, and it will forever be in our bags, to say, hey, we had that crown and we failed the team, the club. But look, not all is lost. A new chapter is dawning now, and it's opening. So I for one wouldn't point out an incident or a reason why the team was relegated. Like I said, it could have been any other team amongst the 15 teams in the DStv Premiership, but
wasn't it fatigue, like mental, physical fatigue? You guys had so much travels north, southeast.
Bro, actually, come to think about it, we traveled a lot that season. We played in the Nedbank Cup. We played, we had a busy schedule, eh?
But, and I mean, at one point, like, for example, you didn't even have enough substitutes. So it showed how much strain you guys had.
Come to think about it, we didn't have a pool of players, especially registered in the CAF.
Yes.
So, fatigue could have played a role, I guess.
And I mean, I'm sure it was enjoyable because you got a lot of game time as well.
Yeah, man, it's nice, but until you like, oh no, my legs are worn out now.
I get you. But I mean, now, one of your teammates is already a fan favorite in South Africa and he doesn't even play here. Aziz Ki. People have been calling for him to come to Sundowns, Chiefs, Pirates, whoever's a fan of a SA club or wants him here.
Yeah.
What is he like personally? And is he as good as the hype? Because obviously we've seen some great performances. We see some snippets on Azam television of him scoring some rockets.
Yeah.
Is he as good as what people say he is?
Look, I'm going to say what I always tell people that, I got to sit, play, watch Aziz, from a personal level, from a friend point of view.
Yeah.
And he's a great person. Let's start there. A very, very good human being, very funny and a very good player, exceptional player on the field, He's outstanding. He's been outstanding for us the past season, He's not the best player in Tanzania by mistake, the leading goal scorer in the NBC Premier League. It just shows the work that he's been doing for his club and his national team. I think some time back I watched him with Burkina Faso and I saw the glimpse of this player, and when I got too young I got to be up close and personal with him.
Training.
What I'm saying? Yeah. Always giving his 100% at training and trying to improve himself and better himself as a footballer. So definitely, all this hype is not by chance or by mistake. Yeah.
I saw you were teaching him the Skomota dance at one point as well. But anyway, look, I know obviously from the people that I've spoken to, look, he's earning pretty well there in Tanzania. Yeah. So there's the chances of him coming to South Africa are very slim.
Yeah.
But has he ever, man to man, just as your friend, come to you and say, what's it like? Ask about South Africa, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. He did. I got the privilege of, sharing a room with Aziz, especially after that game of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
We were playing a league match and I was partnering with him in the room, and then he was like, just, from a personal, honest opinion about South African football, how's the life. He asked me about, a couple of teams to say this team. And, a lot of people were interested in him, and I was just straightforward with him to say, listen, this is that. So we spoke about a lot of things, personally, life, and, on and off the field.
Look, I mean, you'll probably be, like they said in Tanzanian media, that you'll probably sign a new contract, so that case is closed. But anyway, you've been linked with other clubs as well. APR in Rwanda, there's been some talk that you might come back to SA. So what's the situation on your future? And are you heading back to Tanzania for pre-season? Because I know you have still a running contract there.
Yeah, well, look, I still have a running contract, but there's talks ongoing as to they will have me or not this season. So I still either way need to go to Tanzania, sort out some few stuff. And obviously there's teams that have been, acquiring about my services, asking this, that, people linking me there. Some are true, some are not true. So, but there's no smoke without fire, they would say. And I think once the clouds clear, the sky will be clear.
So you, Look, I know Yanga is coming to South Africa in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So you coming with him to South Africa or not? That's all I'm asking.
I'm telling you, mommy.
They're playing the mighty Amakosi in one of the games.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting match. It's a very interesting encounter. People are looking forward to it, and they've been asking me questions. But like I said, soon enough they will be knowing, and I'll be making out a statement to say where is where and which is which.
I get you. I'm reading between the lines, but I think Coach Nabi, who was heading to Chiefs, he was the one who actually brought you in. You didn't get to work under him. But yeah, why do you think Nabi brought you into Yanga? And then obviously Coach Kamondi, many people know from Sundowns, he won the league back in the day. He's led you to the double. So firstly, Nabi, why do you think he brought you in? What was the discussion you guys had? And then just the experience of winning 2 trophies under Kamondi this season.
Yeah, well, look, we didn't really talk much with Coach Nabi. All he said was, he likes me. He wants to have me at Young Africans. At first, I thought it was just, a friendly talk. And then, obviously, he pursued me, went on to tell me again that somebody from the club will be in touch. And unfortunately, he left the club. And when I got there, I got Coach Kamondi, which he coached South Africa, coached Platinum Stars. Then I was still young. Then everywhere he'd move, I would go,
Yeah.
So when we got there, it was the thing to say, we just catch up again to say about South African football and everything. So a very great coach, very enthusiastic, gets the best out of the players, highly tactical. So yeah, man. It was nice working with him that season. Yeah.
I think I can't let you go with also not asking this, because there's going to be a lot of eyes on Tanzanian football from a South African perspective this year, because Coach Fadlu is joining Simba. It's not official yet, but yeah, he's joining Simba. Darian Wilkin, Moise Kaji, all the staff that he was working with at Raja, where they won an invincible double, is going to Simba. Obviously a new challenge, exciting chapter for them. What can they expect from the NBC Premier League up against Yanga? Because obviously you know what they've been brought into. They've been brought into to end the Yanga dominance. What can they expect?
Yes. Oh, well, it's going to be a mountain to climb, really speaking, with us having won the double, and with us having signed, one of the top players that used to play for them, Chama.
Yeah. Triple C.
So you know what it says, So it's going to be a crazy season, but I've got all the confidence. I've got all the, all the confidence in them. I know Moise personally, and I've seen Coach Fadlu's work. I've made references, and people, they cannot stop, talking about his good work that he's been doing on the field. He's a student of the game. I follow him on LinkedIn. What he's done also in Saudi, what he's done in Morocco. So yeah, man, it will be a very tough season for them. But with good coaches, good players, you can turn things around.
That rivalry with Simba, is it
crazy?
Special?
Crazy. You cannot wear a red boots at training. You cannot sit on a red. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've never seen something like that in the world.
So you wouldn't be able to wear this beanie and Derby
No.
week?
Oh, I'm wearing a red beanie, bro. I don't wanna just... Sorry, pole sana wanna
But yeah, look, obviously I had a little bit the taste of the Benjamin Makapa. They didn't play Yanga. They played, it was a like a friendly game against Sevilla. But the atmosphere was crazy. So I can only imagine what it's like to be in the derby atmosphere as well there. So is that one of the highlights that, potentially these coaches, Fadlu and the South African coaches, are gonna have in Tanzania, or is there more to it than just the derby?
I think also, Moroccan derby also, it's electrifying.
Yeah.
But the Kariakoo, they call it the Kariakoo derby in Tanzania. I, for one, I'm humbled to have played that derby. It's crazy, electrifying. Both teams, when the game is playing, I think I'd say 7 p.m. The stadium gets full from, let's say, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midday. It's full, it's packed, bro.
No 15-minute delay.
No, nothing like that, bro. It's packed. So it's a very, very, very a passionate, orientated country about football. They're just crazy about football, man, and that's what makes them stand out and special, I think.
Just where do you think your Yangas, your Simbas, your Azams can improve to really challenge in CAF interclub competitions? Because we've seen them, they've always shown great players, great performances. They're not coming here to park the bus and things like that. Where do you think is the psychological hurdle, maybe?
Bro, look, I think the master of anything is reputation. Constantly performing or constantly competing in the CAF would give them an edge over other teams that are maybe first timers, coming. So when you compete in that Champions League, I always say, hang long around the barber shop, you are soon to get a haircut. You see, the more they compete in the Champions League, they will younger. We went out in the quarterfinals. We go and beef up the squad. Same enthusiasm, same hunger. We come back again. We just put a target for ourselves to say we just want to jump the hurdle of the quarterfinals. We're in the semifinals. So slowly but surely, like I said, constantly and repeatedly being in there will give them an edge.
So it's creating that
a habit.
That football heritage that people always talk about.
Exactly.
So what makes these the Wydad's, the Al Ahly's, the USMA's, the Belouizdad, what makes them so challenging compared to, I don't know, like the West African guys like ASEC? You guys, you don't have problems, but when it comes to the North Africans, what makes them so challenging?
The standard. They said their standard's high. They want the Champions League, period. They don't even talk about the league. They want the Champions League. So we talk about we want the league.
You want the Nedbank Cup.
Then we say the Champions League is a bonus. They do it the other way around. Okay. We want the Champions League. The league is just mandatory. So yeah.
So it's an interesting perspective. But the final thing, obviously we've seen on your social media, I've seen your IG stories, you started a foundation.
Yeah.
Firstly, what's it called? What's it about? What's the vision? And is it something that you're working on just as like a vision for your post-playing days?
Yeah. It's something, the initiative that's been going on for quite some time, but we decided to put everything in place this year by launching the Mahlatse Makudubela Foundation. So the vision of the foundation is empowering the youth through sports, especially,
Okay.
We're fostering that partnership and collaboration with other people that wants to come and change the narrative of the youth and previously disadvantaged individuals and communities. So that's the vision that we are looking at, to say, if we can also bring other indigenous sports that have been neglected to come. I was watching the other day, these Bogogos, they are playing football. They want to be active,
At the Grandma World Cup or something.
You know what I'm saying, So we are trying to reach out there to, people that are trying, and also we want to collaborate with other foundations, not only be an independent foundation, Together we can really, really make a change. And you know what they say, a child in sport is a child out of court, man. There's more beans and than recreational facilities, So we want to change that narrative.
Are you touching a nerve for me or something that's happening personally in my life at the moment when you say that? But anyway, is it just in your hometown area, or where are you focusing your energy mostly?
Well, obviously, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
I am going to start, off my, what do you call that thing where people, when the runners, they start
Athletics?
that thing.
Starting, I don't know, but I know what you mean.
That thing, the launch,
the
something,
launch, yes,
launcher.
a launch pad or something.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going to start my planting the seed. And then obviously it will grow as far as, Africa. We're planning to go to Kenya and do some CSI. We're planning to go, we have a trip lined up, I don't want to indulge much, but, somewhere in Europe, to go and do a CSI project, but all this cannot be done out of my pocket and out of the director's pocket. We're pledging for sponsorships to come on board. We present our proposals and what our plans are. We've got bigger plans that not only will benefit, the, what can I say? The communities, but grassroots football. I've been talking closely with somebody that I admire and I look up to, my mentor, I call him coach because he coached me at Mamelodi Sundowns. The SAFA director, sports director, Mr. Walter Steenbok. A very, very, very good human being. Incredible job he's doing with South Africa and football, unearthing that raw talent and everything. So yeah, man, he's been phenomenal, and he must keep up doing the great work that he's been doing.
Look, there's loads more that I really want to ask you, but honestly, I know you've been on the road for the past couple of days, and you've been asked millions of questions. But look, I know the journey is still far from over for you. But just for others out there that want to continue following what you've been doing outside the country and beyond, just let them know where they can follow you, just to get an insight to see what's planned and what's the next steps for your career and beyond that.
Well, look, there's only one place that you can maybe just try and get the glimpse of me, where I am at or anything, but they can just follow me on Instagram. I'll keep now and then jumping live, just to catch up with my friends, and I appreciate the love that they've been giving me, especially at Skudu 11. The foundation is at Mahlatse Makudubela Foundation, and yeah, man, that's where we can interact and keep in touch,
So yeah, guys, there you have it. Mr. Skudu 11 at Skudu 11. Follow him there and just see what's next on the horizon. I've been watching him from afar. Been very proud of what you've been doing. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I just think a lot of more players can, take your lead as well, where, to see that there's something beyond playing or trying to get into the PSL. There's other opportunities out there where you can forge not just a playing career, but as a professional, a sporting professional. It's a career.
True, bro.
It's not just a soccer player. I'm a professional. You know what I mean? So yeah, good luck for the future. We'll keep a close eye on what's happening next, and hopefully you'll tell me before. But anyway, guys, that's final of episode 12 of the Bettor Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time.
Hi guys, this is your boy Skudu Mahlatse Makudubela. Here with 10Bet. You can catch the episode on Bettor Podcast.